Good morning, student. Today we are going to discuss about the topic composition. Composition in general refers to using an expression as part of a large expression or a statement as a part of a large statement. In functions context, we can understand composition as follows. The arguments of a function call can be any kind of expression. An arithmetic expression greater of 4 plus 5. Dear student, what they are telling composition means, see, in function call can be any kind of expressions. I told you in before class function. I told you in before class the arguments or parameters we are using inside to the function call and function definition. The function is start with def keyword. Next function name in open parenthesis, close parenthesis. Inside to the open and close parenthesis we have to use the arguments or parameters. These things are all I teach you last class. Now the arguments, instead of arguments we can use a expressions, that is a composition. See, test A or B in a function composition. Now we can take str52. It is a one composition. It changes the 52 integer to character and float to float. Next, 52 plus str10 of 52, the letter equivalent to the 52 A or B, it will concatenate the string and add as a integer. This is a composition. Composition is nothing but we are using an expression in the place of function call, in the place of argument where we are using in a function call or function definition. This is a composition. Do you understand what I am saying? For expression where we are using in the place of argument, that is a composition. Composition in general refers to using an expression as part of a large expression or statement as a part of large statement. Next, we are going to see a scope of variables. The scope rules of a language are the rules that decide in which part of the program particular piece of a code or data item would be known and can be accessed therein. That means the scope of a variable means the particular code can be accessed therein. We can give a particular code accessibility permission to particular places, that is known as the scope of a variables. The scope of a variables have two types. One is a local variable and another one is a global variable. Local scope. A name declared in a function body is said to have local scope. That means a name declared inside to the function body is known as a local scope. It can be used one within the function and the other blocks contained under it. The names of the formal argument also have the local scope. Dear student, the local scope means the name declared inside to the function body is said to be have a local scope and we can be used only within these functions, that is known as a local scope. What within the function? I tell you by showing one examples program. Now we can see one example program. Dear student, here they give a one programs for local scope. See, how the program will execute. Now we can see one by one. In function definition, the function is start with the def, yes, and function name calcsum. There is a 2 argument or parameter we are using. Now this is a function definition. So the Python program will start from here. The 4th line will be start first. First line, num is a integer variable. Enter first number. What number you are entering first, it will be stored in num. Yes. Next, num2, enter the second number. If I am entering a second number, that number will be take into num2. Now the 6th line will be executed. Sum equal to calc sum number 1 comma number 2. Number 1 will take as 2 and number 2 will take as a 1. Now after read this line, the execution cursor will move to here function definition, because the function call here read, so it moved to a function definition. Now the number 1 value 2 is sent to x will receive a 2, and number 2 value sent to a y, the y will receive 1. Now x equal to 2 and y equal to 1. This expression will be executed. Result equal to x plus y, the value is 3 will be stored in x. Return z means the 3 value will be carry and bring to calc sum. It will be stored in sum variable. The final result will be displayed on the screen. Here you can see one thing. The variables z is used only inside to the calc sum block. This is a local scope, a variable which you declared and are defined and used inside to the one function body. That variable is known as a local variable. See, you can see the z we are never used in any other place of the program. Only we use inside to the function body. This is a local scope. The scope, the function inside to the one block or one function. If we are use a one variable, that variable is known as a local variable or local scope. Next, global scope. The definition for global scope: a name declared in top level segment of a program is said to have a global scope. Global scope always in the top place of the program and is usable inside the whole program. However, the local scope we can use only inside to the function block, only inside to the one function block. But global scope we can use whole program and all blocks. That is a global scope contained within the program. Now we can see one example programs for global scope. Dear student, you can see one example programs for global variables or global scope. See, in this program, first line x equal to 5. Second line def is a function definition starting. Function name is func. A is an argument, and these things are known as a function definition. The program will be start from here. This is the first execution of the program. Y equal to input of enter number. So y is one integer variable. You have to enter one number. That number will be stored in y. I am giving 5. The value 5 is stored in y. Now z equal to y plus, that means 5 plus func. After seeing func, the cursor will move to a function definition. But x, the value x is given as 5. Now a will receive a 5. Here b equal to a plus 1. 5 plus 1, 6. Isn't it? 6. Return b means the value 6 will carry and stored in fun place. So 5 plus 6. Dear student, do you understand what I am saying? Here x equal to 5 will send to here. After working off this expression, the b will hold the value 6. It carry and stored in this whole part instead of value 6 stored. Y already I given as a 5. 5 plus 6 11. The value will stored in z. Print z means 11 will be displayed on the screen. Here you have to see one thing. The variable b is used only inside to the function block. This is a local scope or local variable. B is a local variable or local scope which we can use only inside to the func function. And you can see another one, x. The variable x is used in whole program till the end. See, you can see here, sir, x used here also, and we can use any places also. But if we are try to use a b, the variable b, if you are try to using here means, suppose in this place I am try to using a variable b equal to 3 like this I given, it shows a error. What errors are? The variable b is a local variable, only you can use inside to the function body func. Do you understand what I am saying? B is a local variable of function c because it not defined as a global. The global variable should define top place of the Python program. That is a global variable. The global variable always occupy the place at top place. It is a top place of the program function. And one more thing, we can't able to edit, we can't able to change the global variable. If I am trying to change the global variable value x equal to 3 means it show a error, we can't able to change it. Okay sir, what is the procedure? I want to change the global variable values means you have to use a one keyword, global keyword. If you want to change the global variable value means you have to use a one keyword global, then x equal to 3. Like this way you have to give, then only the values will be changed. The global variable values, if you want to change, you have to follow this syntax, global after x equal to your values. Okay student, this is an example program for global variables. Now we can see one more examples program for global and local scope. See, this is a program. The program contains totally 10 lines. The first, there is a two functions. You can see it, dear student. There is a two functions, df starting. Calc sum is a one function, average is another one function. Now the program will start from 7th line because these two paragraph is a function definition, won't be executed. When it executed means only the function call, then only the function definition will be start executed. Now number 1 equal to input number 1 I am giving first for nu1 number, it stored in num. Number 2 for I am giving nu2. Number 3 for I am giving number 3. Print average of these numbers will be printed. avg means it is a function name, so the cursor will move here. X, Y, Z instead of number 1, number 2, number 3 will send to X, Y, Z. That means the value 1, 2, 3. Sum equal to calc X, Y, Z. This also one function. See here, this also one function. So the cursor will move here. A, B, C 1, 2, 3. Now S equal to A plus B plus C means all the one added and stored in S. Returns means the returns values will come to a function called sum will hold the value 6, and this also written sum by 3 means divided by 3 the value 2 will hold in here and send to the this place, sir. So the final result is 3. Do you understand what I am saying? the average will hold the final value. The final value of the average is sum divided by 3, that means 6 by 3. The last value is 2. That value will be displayed on the screen. Dear student, now I hope you to understand what is meant by global scope, what is meant by local scope. This program is given for a local scope. Here you can see two types of local scope. One is a S, another one is a SM. Same S, SM. This is a local scope. They don't give anything for a global scope. Here the function definition you know very well. Function definition start with the DEF, and the function definition always work when while the function calls, then only the function definition will be start executed. Okay student, in this class we saw what is meant by local scope and global scope in the function definition in one block. We will see next class. You just go through the book one time, what are all the programs I showed on the screen and what are all the content I show on your screen. You just kindly note it, and the definitions of the local scope and definitions of the global scope, and what are all the rules I told for changing the global variables. If you want to change the global variables, you have to use the global keyword. These things and all you just kindly mark and keep in your book itself. We will see the rules. Still they give us some of the rules for global and local variable. Those rules we will see in a next class. Okay, thank you.